At some point, we have to get it through our thick heads that they are making a lot of money from using stuff we thought didn't make any sense. In the age of AI, they are making a lot of money from webinars. Oh my gosh. I'm going to show you a couple of things here in a minute, and I think it might change your mind about webinars. It certainly has mine. Now, don't get me wrong, AI is awesome, right? I'm going to monetize your life, guys. So I'm responsible for trying and testing and looking at different things, the new stuff and the old stuff. So the new school stuff and the old school stuff. Let me tell you, these old school tools are making a comeback, and I mean big time. I'm going to show you here in a minute what I mean, and I'm going to show you the tools. I'm going to break it all down once and for all. Now, here's what I want you to remember is that just because you got a new shiny thing, oh my gosh, that's beautiful, doesn't mean some of the old school tactics don't work. So we're not going to let them make a bag and we're over here chasing down new shiny things, right? Well, I won't let you. So I'm going to be showing you all about webinars and how these webinars can make us money. Now, I say this with the idea, and of course, that this is educational purposes only. Nothing's typical, implied, guaranteed that you're going to make a dime from webinars. But I'm going to show you some tools that I use personally. And I'm telling you, I think you're going to be excited about what I'm going to be showing you today. Let me move my screen around a little bit. And I'm going to be showing you this stuff, man. But get ready, because once you get excited about this stuff, you might say to yourself, what have I been doing all of this time? Yeah, that's exactly what I had to say to myself. What have I been doing that I have not been paying attention to this? That's the part. Now, once you do that, and the key is once you apply what we talk about, it could be change your life moments. Now, I'm not promising you nothing, so don't be getting on me about that. I am simply saying that webinars, and this is why I'm so excited about this, is because it's something that we know works on us. We've seen it. So if we've seen it work on us, why are we not using these same kind of tactics? That's the point. So I'm going to go over this, and I think eventually we are going to be using these kind of tactics because them suckers just work. Seriously. Can you actually webinar your way to wealth? Now, that was what I was originally going to call it, webinar your way to wealth. But some people just don't see wealth. Oh my gosh, I can't be wealthy. Yeah, you can. Come on. Of course you can. The point is, we can do it in simple ways. Listen, not a hustle, not through virality. I'm going to go viral on TikTok. We're not talking about overnight miracles and none of that mess. Just one live room, you in a room, one focused message. Why I have this up today is I'm going to be able to give you the flip book. I'm going to be able to give you this. I'll do it tomorrow. That gives you something extra, because when you come to my thing, this is my webinar. Are y'all getting it? This is my webinar. So now I get a chance to talk with you in my little room here. I always say, you in a room making millions. All right. So again, not typical, implied, or guaranteed. I am simply saying these things because they're for educational purposes. I want you to take them, listen to them, do the LCLGP. Y'all know what that means? You should. So look at this. Let's take a look. So now we're talking about a focused message and a strategic decision to leverage what already works. This already works. But here's what we hear all the time. This is a reality check. Let's just back up. Now I'm getting a little profound today because I'm just noticing in the midst of all these new things, these old school things are still printing. They're still working. Why aren't we doing them? That's the question. So here's what is the webinar paradox, right? What people say, webinars are dead. Oh my gosh, no, not a webinar. Yeah, webinar. The thing you show up and you watch somebody do some stuff. Yeah. So imagine TVs. Let's look at this differently. It's a hour-long webinar. They're selling you on the characters. And then people says, hey, there's going to be some folks over there. Yeah. And says, can we run some commercials on that show? And people go, well, of course you can. This is how we eat. So if a show is like a webinar and then the commercials are the way it generates revenue, can you see how we can start unwinding that approach and say to ourselves, well, I need to just do some webinars because at the webinar, I can put my commercials in. Y'all get it? Did y'all just get it? I can put my commercials in. What are your commercials? Things you're going to be presenting and selling. Now, you got to get people there, and we're going to go over that in a minute. Look at this. People say this all the time, that webinars are dead. Oh my gosh, they're gone. My friends, they are not. They are alive and well, trust me. Attention spans have vanished, they also say. Nobody shows up anymore. The model is broken. People are tired already of AI. They want real life things. We call it IRL, in real life. Are y'all with me on that? In real life. So the model is broken and outdated, and yet I'm going to show you here a couple of people that are just absolutely going bananas on them, using them. And it's going to be me and you. I'm serious, man. We got to go get that bag. What actually is happening, consultant coaches and educators are still quietly building sustainable businesses around live teaching sessions. Not loudly, not publicly, but consistently and profitably. Then our job is to model them. And that's what I'm doing. I'm saying they are making a bag. Who are they? I'm going to show you in a minute. And you've heard these names before. You may have bought stuff from them. I know I have. So how do I know it works? Because it works on me. So what's actually true? The answer lies in examining the evidence without the noise. All right, here it is. Quiet success patterns. Look at this. Still building businesses, professionals across consulting, coaching, education, accounting, if you do accounting. If you are in the life space, helping people transition, helping their parents transition, however that looks, you can do a webinar. Now, I'm going to be showing you in here some of the tools that I use to do the webinar. I've left all the links for you inside of the description field on YouTube. Grab them, start using them, because I'm going to show you. I use them. I wouldn't show you nothing that I don't use. So not seeking attention. These practitioners work without fanfare. Why? Because they don't want everybody to know that there was a time when webinars was crushing the game. And then, COVID happened and then everybody started doing them because they figured out how to do them, and it kind of died down. Now all of this AI stuff has got people all excited. Oh my gosh, AI can do some AI stuff. Boom. And these are just printing again. Consistent results. The patterns repeat. Live teaching. This is why they work, y'all. Builds trust. In business, we talk about know, like, trust. In other words, how do people know us? Where do they see us? And if they get to know us, will they like us? Know, like, trust. And then if we can get them to know us, like us, then maybe they'll trust us. And if they trust us, they'll buy. That becomes the opportunity. Now, again, educational purposes, not typical implied guarantee that they will buy from you. But we got a better shot when we got something that they want. And I have been showing you in some of these videos, hey, here's how to find out what people really want so that we put stuff in front of them that they want. I'm talking to all my clients about this. I'm doing it myself every single night. Guess what I do? In essence, a live webinar. Y'all get it? Trust converts to clients. Clients generate substantial income. If you can get that in your mind and around, if you can say, well, yeah, that makes sense. I get that. Then we need just to show you the tools to use so you can go do it too. Get it? In live, in real life. I'm finding that that is really, really working. The cohort model is really, really working. Now, there's some very specifics, some things that we should probably do to get people to come, how to convert them, all this kind of thing. That's what, if you want to work with me, I'll put it up on the screen for you. If you want to work with me so I can show you how to do this stuff, then I don't make any bones about the fact that I do these things for a living. I don't. That I help people for a living, that's my job. I am literally here to say, I found something. You want to see it? And you go, well, yeah, because I ain't got time to go out there looking for it. And then I show it to you. I express it to you. I share it with you. And then I go, you want more? Now, that's the deal. If I can say, hey, here's our deal. If I go out there, I spend all day literally sitting in my home office, and I go out and I search deep and wide. I'm so gosh darn curious. I can't stand myself sometimes. I just like, what is that? What is this? What is interesting about that? How can I help somebody monetize their life with that? That then allows you to go, that guy is doing the work for me. And I just got to watch what he's doing, reverse engineer it because he's sharing it with me. Use the tools that he puts out there. He's an affiliate for those tools, but I can become an affiliate once I see how they work too. That's the game. And that's it. So that's what the deal I want to make with you. If I can show you some good stuff on this webinar, buy something. Get on the calendar. Find out more. Let me go ahead and put up the calendar to see your invite, bit.ly personal invite. Get on my calendar. Here it is. So get on my calendar if you want, and I'll walk you through this stuff. I promise. Serious. Okay, so look at this. Showing up live. People showing up live. We got to get people there. Now, it's like crazy wintertime here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It ain't no joke. I'm not showing up for nothing, but I will get on something like Zoom or Teams or whatever it is you use and listen to you. Teach one problem. What are you having trouble with? Where are you stuck right now? That becomes a question. I'm going to be looking at, I need to make sure that I look in here. I got questions and stuff. People talking. All right. This was the Sithdilu says, and if I'm jacking him, says, let's go. Any giveaways? Boy, I tell you, not any giveaways yet. But I've been drop like I always do. I've been dropping, get this, I always drop Easter eggs. And you don't know when I'm going to say, hey, somebody tell me something. That tonight, the Sithdilu got all my money. That's why. Y'all go get some money from him or her. Okay, so look at this. Invite the next step. Offer a clear path to deeper engagement through professional services. This is how you offer your services, y'all. This is how you get out there and say, here's what I've learned. Here's what I have created from what I've learned. Here's what I've launched. And then here's what I am now trying to get paid from. Y'all see it? LC, LGP. Just saying. All right. So look at this. Teach one problem. Teach somebody how to get past a problem. That's what I do every day. Hey, I say, I want to show you how to monetize your situation right now, how to monetize your life, what's going on in your life. And then I listen, and then I give you clear. ChatGPT can't do that. ChatGPT is a machine that's supposed to make you feel good and to say you're great. But what I do is I give you clear paths. But here's one thing to consider. Clearing the misconceptions about webinars. Now, you got people out there printing, but there's a lot of misconception. Passive income. Oh my God, I don't want passive darn income. Why? Because passive income means lazy income. I don't want lazy income, and no do you, right? This requires active engagement, live presence in real work. No automated wealth machines here. Now, I am going to show you a way you can do something one time. Watch this. Something that you can do one time and you can use it forever. I'll give you an example of what I'm doing right now. I do this live, and then I've got some folks over in India that do that take the lives and they break it up and then they send it out and they do all kind of different things with it. Right? That's fine. There's some hard work going on from breaking apart this live and then putting it into 55 different pieces of content on different spots. If that's the passive part you're talking about, okay, but I had to do something live. I had to get active and do something. So, yeah, you're right. Let's go. Let's get it. Listen, create from what you heard, learn, create, launch something, and then tell me what you launched because I'm going to help you with that. Massive email list. All right. You don't need tens of thousands of subscribers, small, engaged audiences, 500 people, 50, 100. If 100 people bought, get this, let's say 100 people. Let's say, yeah, I don't got no people. I don't know nobody. All right, fine. Let's go with that excuse. And you got 100 people just on your email list because you've been doing the humpity hump. You've been doing all these different things. You've been giving away free flip books, all this stuff. And 100 people in a whole year, just over the year, y'all, bought $1,000 worth of stuff from you. Now, that's a lot. It'd be better to have 1,000 people on your email that and they only have to buy $100 worth of stuff from you. But over time, they bought 1,000. They bought a $400 something here. They bought $100 something here. They bought a $97 something here. Blah 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 blah. That's $100,000 a year opportunity. See the math? 100 people on your email list. Look at this. You don't need a big email list. Now, if you got a big email list, hey, I'm all for it. Another misconception is this: overnight success. No such thing. Nope. I even, and it gets tough sometimes. Sometimes you're like, man, when is this thing gonna pop? And you're like, I need this to pop right now. But overnight success is a myth. I promise you, it is a myth. What you want to do is be like the bamboo tree. You plant that thing, you water it, you watch it, keep the birds out, and then one day that sucker shoots up 68 feet. Yeah, that's the bamboo approach, right? I got a book coming out called The Bamboo Principle. Be on the lookout. Personality driven hype. These are all misconceptions, right, about this webinar thing. Personality driven hype. This is about compressing professional trust into one focused, valuable teaching moment. Not, hey, I'm an influencer, love me. And so here's Amy Porterfield. I bought some of Amy Porterfield's stuff and it's good. Look at this. She's openly shared her early webinar mathematics across multiple products, interviews, and her own educational content. This isn't speculation. She's walked through actual numbers before she had massive lists. Early webinar math, 200 webinar attendees, a modest audience size achieved for most professionals starting out. Now look at the numbers here. This is what's critical. I don't know why I said critical like that. This is what I'm trying to, because I speak for a living. I do this thing. So I have to make sure that I don't sound like mushmouth, even though it's 9:19 at night. So look at this, 2% conversion rate. This is what I want you to see. 200 people come. You only convert, how many is that? 2%. 2%. Let's say you had something that was an offer of $900. Now, this is what I want you to see. If you had 200 people on your email list and you converted at 2%, you can still make money. You don't need a big, massive audience. You just need to start Get going and don't stop. Don't get frustrated. Boy, oh boy, will you get frustrated when you have like 20 people come to a thing and you're like, wait a minute, I want to get 200. And then you ask yourself, well, did you run any ads to people? And you go, well, no, I didn't run ads. I just figured they'd come. I figured my friends and family come. My friends and family are trying to make their own bag. But I say, hey, it is my responsibility that if I figure something out and I find something out, how it is my responsibility to show people how to do it. Daniel, I will not be giving $25 away. Stop it. No, not tonight. But I do it from time to time. So if Dislu, you better talk to your buddies. If this is one of your buddies, better tell them to stop. They're messing up your game, bro. So look at this. It wasn't luck, it was mechanics. Show up live. Real-time presence creates connections and demonstrates commitment to your audience. Teach one problem. We talked about that. Invite the next steps. Now, the next steps could be working with you. See it? Invite next steps. Clear professional invitations. Work together in a deeper capacity. So this is what you have a chance to do when you're doing these webinars, because you've got the audience in front of you. You're doing some things. Even the ones online aren't too bad. All right, here's Russell Brunson. This is my guy. I love Russell Brunson. This guy is unabashedly willing to, sell all the time. And he's not selling as much as he's telling. That's what I like to say. He's not selling, he's just telling. And if he's out there telling and I'm out there listening, then I am literally hearing what he's saying. Now, listen, if y'all like the show, if you also want to support the stream, go ahead, do it right here. It's on the bottom. Support what I am doing tonight is awesome. If you want to go to my Gumroad store, you can do that. You can go over to the Gumroad store and see some of the things that I have, and that will be our deal. You may get some of this information and put it to use right now and go, God, that helped. Not like this guy just coming on here asking for money. Ain't even willing to do no work or nothing. That don't get it done. That don't get it done. So you've seen massive numbers, the $1 million launches, sold out arenas. Ignore all of it. Now, this is Russell Brunson. He has a huge following. I'm one of them. What matters isn't the ceiling of possibility. Watch this. It's the floor of reality. What happens when you strip away fame, massive lists, and celebrity status? Can you go out there and make it work? This is the key. The mechanics still work. Get people in front of you, give them something that solve a problem, offer to work with them after you give them the thing, rinse, repeat. Y'all getting it? Why I wanted to come here and say, hey, listen, this stuff works. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a couple of them. Modest audience, the mechanics without the fame. Modest audience, right? Now look at this. His document examples include scenarios with hundreds, not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds. Normal, professional. This is Russell Brunson. He talks about this all the time. And now he's into the last commercial I saw was so good. He's talking about the dark psychology and how it's been used on us and how you want to be and you want to recognize it so it's not used on you. Right? Some good stuff. Now, I had read this before. I'd read books that talked about it, and he's now doing it in live presentations and then offering you to come to something where he's going to have this thing called the value ladder, blah, 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 blah. You buy one thing, you better be sure that he's going to try to sell you more, which is fine. The same 1% to 3% conversion rates that consultants and coaches experience regularly. Yeah, this is what he did. He had mid-ticket offers, services and programs priced in the range that working professionals already charge for their expertise. Even at baseline, the numbers properly structured webinar can print for you. Now, I say this with this caveat and this disclaimer that this is for educational purposes only. Nothing's typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promised. There is no promise that you'll do anything. But if you just get on just asking for money, hey, hey, can I get some money? You didn't do no work. Now, I run these Easter egg contests. You're not going to know when, and I'm going to drop one. Boom. And maybe it's one that you miss. So keep coming back. A brand. Look at this. You don't need what you think you need, y'all. Oh, I need a brand. No, you don't. I need a massive lift. I need a lot of people follow me. Zilch. Nada. You need to just get some courage and go in front of the camera like I'm doing right now. It took courage for me to come every single day for 52 days, every day. When I had one person watching, it took courage to do that. But nobody was on there, even asking for nothing. And now it's growing. 52 days. Will you do something like this for 52 days? Will you? Nope. Public following. Strongest proof doesn't come from influencers. It comes from working professionals. Go find them, solve their problems. Right? Now look at this. Across consulting, coaching, educational services, engagement, typically range. This is some of the stuff that you could be charging for because people are paying this. Even in a down economy or a weird economy, these aren't inflated numbers. They're standard professional rates. I charge a lot. During Christmas, I let people buy based on what they wanted. Pay what you want pricing. It's crazy. I got busy. And then when Christmas ended, the prices went back up a lot. But here I do these things, and I would say, grab it. I do these webinars. I do these lives. Those are like mini webinars. Are y'all getting it? You can do some of the same thing. Look at this. Audience size. Imagine this. Now, let's just walk it down and assume that you get 40 to 100 people to your show. Okay? You're going to teach them something. You're going to show them something. You're going to present something. You're going to make an offer. 1 to 3 clients say yes to working with you professionally because you know some stuff. You learn some stuff. You listen to me every night and you just took notes and learned some stuff. Okay? So now let's say you start charging $3,000 to $5,000. Yeah, $3,000 to $15,000 for one webinar. Now, you're not just going to show up in your sandals and say, hey, listen to me. You have to have gone and gotten some skills before you can charge that. That's why I say it's not typical, implied, guaranteed that you're going to be able to do that. But this kind of thing is still happening. People have skill sets. They learn some stuff. And then they put it all together. They packaged it. They priced it. They presented. What am I doing now? Presenting. So that they can profit from it. That's the 4 Ps. And that's what Duluth was able to crack the other day. He tried, or she tried, quite a bit of things. They thought it was the 4 Ps. No. And he actually won because he got it right in the order. You cannot chat GPT it. Because I talk about it in my lives, and I talk about it in my coaching programs and stuff like that. So in the lives, you had to have gotten it from the lives. All right. A single webinar, look at this, can generate several $1,000s to tens of thousands of dollars when it's when it leads to real paid engagement. Now let's assume, that's why I don't do anything for free. No, it makes no sense. There's a cost to what I'm doing right now. So I'm saying, hey, buy me, go to my Gumroad store, pick up a couple of my books, pick up a couple of my things to sell. And then I'm also saying, well, I know I'm putting in time, but I take this webinar or this talk and I chop it up into a variety of different assets, digital assets. I talk about that, digital real estate. Okay, y'all get it? So look at this. Not guaranteed. Results depend on your expertise. Not automatic. You must show up, teach well, and invite people to buy more from you. Sometimes I've done this myself. I've given too much. And in a minute, I'm going to show you some of the tools I use. That's what I wanted to promise. I will show you the tools. I wanted to go through this first, and then I'm going to show you the tools that I use to get it done. And I'll show you some live examples, okay? Here are some of the things to understand. The software platforms they do not create income. Wait, what? No, they're just platforms. Because think about it. You got email. You make any money from that? You got text. How about that? So the question becomes, am I using the tools? This is what I help people do. I help people leverage their tools. I say, bring the tools that you got. I don't care what it is. And I'm going to show you how to leverage it. Well, that's your life. I'm going to show you how to monetize your life. That's what I do. Look at this. Software platforms cannot do or create the income. That's not their function. And claiming otherwise is misleading. We don't mislead people. We don't mislead people. I don't come on here and say, hey, I'm going to do a giveaway and don't give Dee the money. I gave him the money or her the money. So look at this. So what do these platforms actually do? They do something more subtle and ultimately more powerful. Y'all with it? Here's what they do. Preserve the moment when income happens. So here's what I use. I use Webinar Kit. I'm going to show you that in a minute. I do System.io. All right. On tomorrow, I will have this presentation for you because I always give them away. I'll have this presentation for you on the, it's going to be the Make Money With It site. Okay. 1 moment of live teaching, extended in time, same message, same offer, different people arriving at different times. This is the gold. Are y'all seeing it? This is the gold. Let me see what some people are saying here. Okay. All right. Somebody else got a Gumroad story. They're trying to get me to buy their stuff. All right, I'll check it. I have no problem with that. I like buying stuff. All right, but are y'all with me now? Are you understanding what I'm doing here and what I'm showing you? Having people show up once, you keep the room open, create once, the system extends itself. Different people, same impact. That's leverage. That's the fulcrum. That's what allows you to do something once to many, even if you gave it away. Let's say, hey, I'm gonna have this free webinar. I don't like going to free webinars because I don't like feeling baited and switched. I just don't like it, right? Tell me up front. Now, there's one guy out there that just tells you up front, hey, look, I'm gonna sell you something. Is that all right? But I'm gonna give you so much right now that it would be a trade. That's why I now have adopted his approach. Like I was saying, do what the gurus do. If the gurus are doing it, if the gurus are using webinars, we would be silly not to. That's my point. We would be silly not to use webinars too. That's why I'm showing you how to use it, and I'm going to show you the tools and some of the things that you can do. So create it once, system extends it, different people, same impact. Different people, same impact. What webinars actually make you? Relevant. You can go out there, learn something yesterday, have learned something yesterday, put it on a webinar tomorrow and put it out there and says, is this something that could help you? If so, give me $25 or whatever. Okay, that's it. Live demonstrations of expertise. Show me what you know. I'm showing you what I know. I'm using some tools and I'm saying, hey, here's some stuff. Here. Like I say, Goo Gob's a good stuff over at my store. Yeah, Goo Gob's a good stuff. When clients are ready to invest, they remember who taught them valuable stuff. Now, do you have tire kickers? Yeah. You'll get people that just show up, man, they're not, come on. They show up and all they want to do is ask for stuff for free and all this kind of, don't want to do any work. That's just lazy. That's lazy and that gets my ire. But what doesn't get my ire is people that do work, put in the work and then says, what do you think? Want to work together. Y'all see it? On a webinar, you can do just that. You can show people, hey, this is all the stuff that I get down with. Are you interested? So people are still paying to learn from experts. Don't get it twisted. ChatGPT, Claude, all the rest of them, man, they're just mimickers. They are using everything that's floating out there and they're putting it in there and saying they're predicting what you're going to ask next and giving you answers. If you ever found one and you see it's in a circular pattern, that's what's happening. That you just, and ChatGPT is very known for this. It's not being predictive as much as it is just kind of trying to guess what you want. And if you ever got really mad at one and you told it like this got mad, it will do everything it can to make you happy. And then it just, so it gets, you don't want to talk to them like that. I used to think you just talk to them terribly. No, you talk to them like, hey, you're my partner. Let's figure it out. So the real question isn't, do webinars still work? It is, why aren't you using them? Why are more people not using them? Well, if it was up to me, we will. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using these tools like a boss. Are y'all all right? Y'all with me? Let's get out there and let's now look at some webinars. Here's one. Here's one that I was doing the other day. This was, I think, which one? I can't remember which I was using right here. But here's like, look at this. So Randy Outterbridge, the Monetized Life, shows you how to build a website in less than 1 hour, step by step, even if you are a complete beginner and not a techie. Bam. What is this? A live training. So when you go here, it will play for you. I'm going to be walking you through it, right? You all see that's my room, da, 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 da. So now look at this. I'm going through the webinar. I'm literally showing you some stuff, telling you, hey, we're going to be able to use this. And it is with the ideal of showing you how to complete this webinar this is a webinar, but it's going to be showing you how to do a website in less than 1 hour. If you could do a website in less than an hour, how many websites could you do in a day? Just curious. Now, people say, oh, I need landing pages, I need websites, da, 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 and you can do them in an hour. How many could you get done in a day? How much could you charge for that? Y'all see it? Don't believe all the hype about, oh my gosh, but ChatGPT. No, they can't do them the way you can do them. Now, some of them may put together a page pretty fast, but just the other day I was looking at a guy's website and he did it with one of the vibe coding tools and it was trash. I clicked on stuff, it didn't work. But if you learn how to build very, very quickly, look at this. This is the webinar. So now join the free webinar now and beat the crowd. And then I got some stuff down here, right? Look at this. This is how you build it. Now, let me see what tool did I use for this. I think I used System.io like I talk about, right? Yep, I think I did this one. That was the funnel step that you saw. Now, this is how you build it. Going a little bit deeper, going a little bit further, get in touch with me. Buy me some coffee. Go to the Gumroad store and say, man, show me this. Look at this. Here's my Buy Me a Coffee link. Yeah, because this is how I support the show. This is how I support doing this stuff. Be unafraid to ask for people to support your show. By buying me a coffee, you can do that. I email, I'm not buying you nothing. Well, that's fine. Cheap butt. You get what you're willing to pay. You're not willing to pay anything? You ain't gonna get nothing. I kid you not. I never thought that I would say those words because I like to be very cost conservative with my money. But I found the more I spent and was, like even doing like giveaways. Who does giveaways? Oh my gosh, we need to, no, because that giveaway could change somebody's situation for the week. And here you are. Why not give it away if you have the ability? Think about this. I could run ads and that goes, or I could say, hey, listen, go get some people, get them to, listen in, follow around and blah, 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 and do some work, go do some, some work on finding out this answer. And I will be more than happy to send the money. You always fulfill. Yeah. But now if you start bugging me and all that kind of stuff, that's to give a moose a muffin or give a mouse a cookie. Don't do it because they won't eventually ask for a glass of milk. Now you got a problem. right? If you ever so you got to be careful about that. So I like people that do work. But okay, here's the webinar. All right. It will take you to the webinar page. When you click on the thing, it tells you, okay, go ahead and register. And it's going to tell you that it's going to play Friday, January 23rd at 11 a.m. I'll be there. That's it. So that's one. Right now, here's another one. This is using, you see what I'm doing? I'm showing you different tools that I use. This is the one inside of on YouTube. Grab it over there at YouTube. Now, this is how, again, how I'm able to come here and do things like this. This is how I'm able to, every now and then run contests and all that kind of stuff, right? It's because when you go over there, and I'm an affiliate for this stuff, and you go, he just showed me he's using it. And if he's using it, he can teach me. Yes. Now, and I love using this one because it just does so much. I use some other ones too, and they're fine. Webinar Kit, I like using Webinar Kit. Webinar Kit's not too bad. And I say not too bad. It gets an honorable mention because this part is not that expensive when you buy it like this. But if you try to buy the one that does live webinars, they're expensive. Not quite as expensive as Webinar Jam, or they got what's the other one? Zoom. Zoom has their own webinar kind of thing. But this right here automatically does stuff for you. Look at this. This one's called Mind Money. How to make money using the power of your ideas. Y'all know how I do, right? I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. I say register now using the power of your ideas. Okay, now the ideal is that we run ads to this page, and then people go, that looks pretty interesting. Or they go, that's some garbage. I'm out of here. That's up to them. Right? Then this is the thank you page. Once they register, here's what's fun. Is that they get an opportunity to share it. And they also, I could share this right now. Thank you for registering. Would you like to send this to Facebook? Right? So if I hit Facebook, my Facebook page will probably pop up, and then I could send this out just like that. That's what I'm showing you. Right? Too awesome to talk. See for yourself. You see that? Too awesome to talk about it. See for yourself. Next post. And that's all I did, right? I literally am on that page, and I decided to just go ahead and post that thing. I could have did it to Twitter. I could go all kinds of stuff. This is the power, y'all. Hopefully you're seeing that. And when you come across this, now let me show you another one. Now that's one, right? That was the, this is the second part of this page. Look at that. Really, really simple to make. Not a page that's, too funky. It looks pretty good on, and I say pretty good on mobile. Some of these things ain't mobile optimized, and that sucks. But if 90% of the people are on mobile, you ask yourself a question: who am I trying to find? The 90% or some 10%, which is fine. If you don't need the whole 90, you just maybe want certain people, right? Okay, so here's another one. So marketing to make money. I do a live session like this. Oh, this is the thank you page. So here is the, both of them are thank you pages. Where is the other one? Okay, so y'all saw that. Let me see. All right. Well, it looks like I just popped up the thank you page. My bad. So no harm, no foul, right? So, but anyway, thank you for registering for this one. This shows you the end result. So now, looking at what you're seeing here, ask yourself a question: can I work with this guy that he can show me this stuff? And then, like I was talking about the family over in India, I says, look, get together with your family and y'all figure out how you can do something and share and teach somebody else that. Use all the free tools that you possibly can. I'll show you how to do that. And then the collective mind of the whole household is trying to figure out. So, you and the wife, you and the girlfriend, whatever it is, Y'all sit there and you don't, there has to be no grift. There has to be none of that kind of stuff, right? You literally are saying, what can we learn today, teach tomorrow, and get paid the next day? Y'all see it? You learn, you create, you launch something, you then position it so that it gets you paid. That's the key, right? All this other stuff I keep hearing out of some countries and all that stuff, stop that. It does not have to go that way. And you can change your whole family dynamic. Now, I say this with this caveat: nothing's typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promised. But I wouldn't be worth my salt. I wouldn't be the Monetize Your Life guy if I didn't say, here's how you change your life circumstance through sheer willpower and learning, creating, launching, and positioning so that you get paid. Y'all get it? All right. So now let me show you this and then we're gone. As I talk about quickly, if I were to build something very, very quickly, I would do it like this. I would go to sales page. I would go to create. I would say, what do I want to create? I would use this. I would say, I want to run a webinar. I would say DD webinar. Okay, let's say. I would say US dollar or whatever dollar or whatever dinero that you use, right? I would say run an evergreen webinar. Y'all see what I just did there? Evergreen webinar. Okay, I got the DD webinar, let's say, right? I'm going to pop it open. Now it's giving me everything that I need. It's saying, here's the registration page. Here's the thank you page. Here's the broadcast page. Now we then go in. Now I'm going to show you some really cool stuff, man. We look at this. We go, all right, cool. What can I show? Okay, this is a webinar. So let's say you got the family dynamic thing going. You're saying, as a family, I don't care if that family is broke as a joke. Y'all know how to survive. Y'all know how to live. You ate yesterday. You didn't eat yesterday. You ate the day before. How did you do that? What did you roll up on? How did you answer the question? Did you tag team? How do you go when somebody's running contests and win $50? One person is going to be looking stuff up. One person is going to be trying to see if they got it right. The other teach that. Hopefully I put you up on some game right there. Yeah. That's not grift. That's not theft. That's not underhanded. That is sheer putting it together and making it work. I kid you not. That's how it goes. All right. So watch this. I'm going to grab what I'm doing now is I'm literally just going to grab a registration page. Now, this is already connected. I can move these around, but why wouldn't want to put the broadcast first, right? I would say I want them to register. I want to have a thank you page, and then I want them to be able to see what I'm teaching them. I'll give you an example. What did I just do today? I just taught this. So could I use that video to then teach it again live or on automatic? That's the point. I think y'all getting it. So look at this. I go here. I'm going to select this template right here. Now, don't go around me. Grab the thing from the link. But this is what I do to help you. So why would you take money out of my pocket? Come on. So this right here means 72 seconds. 7,200. I was like, when I first saw that, I thought, oh, that's 7,200 minutes. What the hell? So you got to do it in terms of seconds, right? So 7,200 seconds is how much? So 7,200. My math geniuses, y'all on it? Divided by 60 seconds per minute. That's 120 minutes. That's 2 hours. Y'all get it? So you use this. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to go in and edit the page, right? So we're going to go in here. We're going to edit the page. It gave us a template. Now imagine this. We got a template now. We didn't even have to think it up. We didn't have to do the hard work. Now I can get rid of all this mess here because I may not want all this. It essentially becomes your sales page. You may or may not want all this, right? So let's see. Do I want to get their email address? Well, as soon as they sign up, I'm going to get that anyway. So maybe I don't need all that. So we can get rid of all this stuff right here by literally just going here and doing this. We go, okay, cool, cool, cool. Maybe I want to get rid of all of this. Or maybe you want to just code something up. Y'all get it? If you got a big brain, take all this stuff out and put a code in. Now it's not going to function the same way. You got to make sure you got some of the things that lead them to the next page, et cetera, et cetera. Or put your code in, because you can put your code block in just like anything else, right? You put your code block in right here, and then you drop your code in, right? So whatever your code is, that becomes what you can also do too. So I just give you choices. There it is. So you can go ahead and drop your code in right there. Bam. Right. So you put some stuff together. Just make sure that the code has all of the next things that the page itself has already given you, is already built into the design. Are y'all with me? All right. So now I have this, I got all this stuff. It's going to then do, now I don't need all this. You don't need it. It looks like a regular page, but because we picked that particular one, that's what it's giving us. Now, if we picked a different one, then that becomes another conversation. Look at this. Which one did I pick? Right down here. So I could have picked this one. I could have picked this one. And that's the cool thing about this. And I want to show you, man, why this is so much fun is that you may go, shoot, I really like the way they did that, but I don't like that other one. So let's say you selected this and you says, cool, I'm going to go ahead and edit the page. I'm going to look at the page, but I don't like that. I like this other one. How I was able to teach somebody to build a website in an hour is because I said what we're going to do is we're going to do something like this. We're going to save this. Let's say we like that. We like the spacing. We like the words. We like this little image right here. We like this thing that carousels. Okay, great. So save it. So we hit save, and then it saves that section for you. You create your block. Now you're seeing what I'm doing. I'm giving y'all so much good stuff. And you can start with System.io for free. Now, they're not going to let you stay free forever. And some things that you might want to consider if you want some additional functionality. But I tell people if you got $17, and that's what it is, $17 a month for the lowest tier, webinar tier is a little bit higher. If you got $17 a month, but I can show you how to run a webinar. So hopefully Aurelian over there at System.io don't hear me. I can show you how to run a webinar just using a regular page. Why? It's because we're going to use the blocks and we're going to make sure that we do some cool stuff. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of giving you extra. I don't have to. It's been an hour. I don't have to give you this stuff. So I say, honor it. Buy me some coffee. Don't be cheap. Buy me some coffee. Go over there and honor the work that we're doing today. And the fact that I've just literally, hopefully, you've been able to look at this and go, wait, what? I can potentially do, yeah, you can potentially do this too. Now, it's not typical implied or guaranteed or even promise that you will, make a dime from any of this. You could be doing all this stuff for nothing. But I can't tell you this. We buy stuff all the time. We buy food because we want to eat. We buy clothes because we don't want to be running around naked. We buy educational material because we're trying to get smarter or do a job. So let's see if I got this right. If you made clothes, could you sell the clothes? Yes. If you made food, could you sell the food? Yes. Well, on the information side, you learn something, you create something, you launch it, give people a chance to buy it. Could you then be on that side of it? Yes. And that's all I have to say. I just taught you something. Learn it, create from it, launch what you learned and created, and position it so that it goes out there like little pieces of digital real estate. This is my hope for you. This is what I want. And I oftentimes don't tell grown folk what I want from them. This is what I want from you. I want you to honor our time together by creating something, by launching something, by getting a piece of digital real estate out there. Now, I'm on here every single day. creating a digital piece of real estate. If you're listening, that's time. Honor the time by saying, I learned something with the time that I gave Randy, or, the algorithm. I'm going to help them. Maybe you're going to go out and subscribe to the channel. You're going to send it to friends and says, I got a couple of bucks. I don't know what y'all going to do. You can try whatever, but don't let them mess up your game. But do that for me. That can help spread the channel. And then if I show you some things, I hope that you go, I'm doing that. I'm doing that right now, because I can see how it can return on my time. Y'all get it? Not ROI. ROI is return on investment. Well, let's say return on investment of time. ROIT. ROIT. This is how I help you return on your time. Why? Because I talk about that as the Monetize Your Life guy. This is a part of your life you just gave me. Thank you. I honor that. I appreciate the time. I just gave you something that you now can create because of. I gave you some of my time. Honor it by doing it. Not by coming in here asking me for money, but going and saying, I'm going to build something. And I'm going to go out there and create my digital empire, my digital real estate empire. You let other people buy that digital real estate garbage on the ground that they got to go over there and clean out sewers and all that mess. I want your empire to be a digital empire. I want this time next year you saying, dude, I just came on looking for money and you taught me some stuff, and I was able to parlay that into a digital real estate empire because I create it every day. I listen, I create it every day. I listen some more, I create it every day. And it's like, if you know about farming, then you know farming is all about planting the seed. Now, you're not foolish enough to believe that as soon as I plant the seed, my tree's coming up. Water it. Keep the animals from eating it, right? The birds are watching you. They're going, hey, there's a seed down there. Let's get it. And then nurture it as it's coming up. Protect it from the weather. Protect it from the bugs. And eventually, when it grows, it'll feed everybody. It can feed a village. Y'all feel me? What I'm showing you is the seed, planting it. Not only am I showing you to plant it, I'm even saying don't dig with your hands. Here's a shovel. Use a shovel. Here's a pick. Use a pick. That kind of things. People that just give you the gold don't do you any good. But people that show you how to use the shovel to go dig your own have literally changed your life. That's what I'm doing right now. Hopefully, you go out and use these things to your advantage. And one day we'll talk about it. One day you'll send me a note and says, dude, I didn't believe you because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't have the self-confidence. I didn't have the belief. I thought politically things were all messed up. I thought that, I couldn't concentrate because I was hungry, whatever it is. And that one day you say, yeah, but I got over myself. Because I'll tell you, I fast. And when I fast, all I think about is food. But the moment I stop thinking about the food, then what happens is a massive amount of clarity. So I say it doesn't matter your situation. Once you get past my situation and you start going, what can I plant today that will feed a village tomorrow? That's my hope for you. That's my expectation. It ain't even a hope. That's my expectation of you. So hopefully this time that we have spent together, me showing you how people are making money from webinars, showing you that Russell Brunson, there's a lot of people doing it. And then that would just be information. Okay, thank you very much, sir. You just showed me how that didn't do nothing. But then I says, oh, and here's a tool. Oh, and here's a tool you can use for free. Oh, and here's how you use the free tool. Oh, and then here's how y'all get it? Good. See you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day.